Good evening, everybody out there in Chester County and on my Facebook page. And my iPad is trying to talk. Shut up. Look, good evening, everybody. Man, I'm telling you, I am so glad to see y'all. It has been about 4 or 5 days since I've been on. And I'm telling you, I was jonesing. I was addicted. I'm like, when can I go on City Town Talk again? I need a guest. And ladies and gentlemen, this evening I got a stone cold killer. He is too smooth to be moved. I'm telling you, he saw his Dr. Cotton. Always remembered and never forgotten. We got none other than Mr. DJ Jones. I sound like I want to be a DJ, don't I? Hey, Jonesy, that was me about 50 years ago. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey, Fonz, man, I appreciate you having me on the show, man. I'm honored. I love it, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah, you know, and that's what we're gonna do now. What I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to hook up because I'm no real producer. Well, I am a producer. I'm producing something in my house with the equipment that I got. Okay, somebody already got us on. That's good. Simone Cannon, how are you? This must
What's up, Simone?
Yeah, because Simone ain't never been on my show. I know it's all about you, and that's okay.
Yeah, we go way back. What's up, Simone?
I got Sister Roberta Showell on the line. Hey, look, all my viewers, you know what I want y'all to do. If you got any questions or any comments or you want to say some highs and goodbyes, now's your time. I'm going to try and read it in real time and let him know. Oh, man, he shit. Man, you all that, man. I'm telling you, me and you, he's working together. He got me on the iPad and everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, seriously speaking, before I bring him on, I just want to make a couple announcements because I know after he finished talking, everybody going to turn me off and then go somewhere. So while I got y'all, this is what's happening this week. CYWA Food Distribution tomorrow at 12:30 to 1:30. Come on out, ain't no doubt. Look, ain't no need of nobody being hungry when they having food distribution all through this community. Thursday at the same place, CYWA, they're giving away food 1:30 to 2:30. No holds barred. You don't need anything. Now, Friday, Tabernacle Baptist Church. Now, they got a little something, but you're going to need your ID and a mask. Well, you need a mask at all of them. But you're going to need some ID on Friday. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, that's what you need. And then Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, they're having a pop-up shops at 3rd and Lincoln Highway. Entrepreneurs that have gone through this business class, the city has provided them with the opportunity to set up their shop, and we need people to come on out down the 3rd and Lincoln Highway and stop playing and patronize the brothers and sisters and whoever's down there. Patronize them, make them feel welcome, give them some encouragement so they can keep on going, because that's part of the equation. Because you know we always talk about, you got nothing here. We need some more. We need some more entrepreneurs. Well, the only way they can stay entrepreneurs is if you benefit them and buy some stuff off them. So stop playing. Now, DJ, tell the people how you doing out there in viewer land, man. What's going on? Talk to us.
I'm doing good, Fonz. You know, just came off the Labor Day weekend. I had a good weekend. You know, I've been excited about this interview since you called me up. So yeah, I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to let people know a little bit about my journey. Not too many people know. They kind of just know what I put on social media. So so I think it's a good time for me and you to network, connect, and talk to the people about just how I got where I came to be, and people who've just been in my corner since day one.
Man, I'm looking at all the stuff that you've done, your plans of what you're doing, and I'm just seriously amazed because when I read this, it started filling you up. You know what I mean? Because before, you was just the ones and the twos when I saw you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm trying to sound hip, the ones and the twos. Anyway, that's all I saw. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, I used to come to the store and purchase stuff. Hey, Jay D'Angelo, top of the evening to you, man. It's good to see you out there. And so look, first of all, where were you born?
Philadelphia. My whole family's from Philly. Born and we came out here maybe when I was about 6. My dad decided to move us out to Downingtown area. It's just me and my sister, for us to have a better school and better education. But my entire family, I have a few people out here from Coatesville who are my family. But most of us, Philly. My dad got North Philly. My mom got South and West.
Whoa. Okay, whoa. All right, because you know I'm from Philly, right? All right.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Oh
that.
man, look, I wasn't always from Coatesville, man. I came here homeless and addicted to drugs in 1988, but I'm not originally, lived in North Philly, all up around Germantown and Somerset, 29th and Lehigh. South Philly, I'm from Tasker, Graceberry Avenue, and I went to about 6 high schools, so I was all over the place, man.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yeah. Okay, now, how old are you now?
Say it again.
I said, how old are you?
Oh man, hit me with a tough question
Yeah.
earlier tonight.
Yeah.
I'm 30. I'm 34.
Yeah, because we want to know how many years it took you to get to where you at.
Yeah,
so we have a frame of reference.
But
Okay.
I still get carded, so I think I'm 34, turning 22 in the looks. I don't know.
They just playing with your head, man. They playing with your head, man. Don't fall into it. But no, check this out though. But so all right. So now, do you have children, or what's going on with that?
Yes, I do. My youngest, Caleb. Name's Caleb. Social media probably seen him the most. I kind of bring him on my live streams when I go on. He just turned 5. My oldest, 14, Jordan, and I have a daughter, Donalise. She's 14 too. So yeah, we got a nice little team. Team of Joneses running around.
Oh, that's good. Hey, now Simone, come on. What do you know about West Philly in the building, the bottom? Simone got a lot to say over here. Y'all got history, don't you? Huh?
I haven't seen Simone in the longest, man. Me and Simone go way back, so I appreciate her tapping into the interview, man. I like that.
That is so nice. Yeah, that is so nice. And she talking about the bottom. She talking about West Philly. You know the bottom was, look, I was scared to go in the bottom. Simone, I was scared to go in the bottom. I wasn't scared to go nowhere else because I had to do what I had to do. Wendy Whitaker, it's good to see you this evening. Good to see you out there registering those voters today. Okay, now wait a minute. So you came up here. Now you moved to Downingtown, but you went to Cash.
Yeah, so the street that we lived on, it was like a divider. That's kind of where the Coatesville line stopped. So we actually could hear the Downingtown football team every time they had a game. Mm-hmm. We could hear them like loud and clear. But we went to Coatesville, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed going to Cash. Elementary, we was in Reeseville. Mm-hmm. Then we went to Gordon for middle school. Then we went to Cash for the high school. I got it all.
Now, okay. Now, did you have any idea what you wanted to do and be when you was at Cash?
No, I didn't. But I always had I always felt that I could sell something, and I just remember myself now looking back as I was one of the kids who stood out in different ways. So, for example, my mom, I didn't know, like I guess BJ's just hit the town. And my mom had the BJ's card. So I think I was in maybe 6th or 7th grade. And my mom went to BJ's and I went with her one time and I was seeing how they had like candy in bulk. Everything is in bulk. Mm-hmm. And the prices were low. So at an early age, I'm like, man, we going to the vending machines in school, putting our hard-earned allowance in the vending machines when I can get it for cheaper and I can sell it for cheaper. So I would go get candy, Twizzlers, Snickers. I would get orders. And I would come back to school with my book bag full of candy. This had to be maybe like 6th grade, and I would sell candy.
That was all right. So you was hustle man. You was hustle man all the way back then. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Now I read where you went to business school. Now, you went to business school, and what was the purpose? What did you take up, and did it help you any in what it is that you're doing right now?
So when I graduated, I was the typical kid where I was, high school when you're in your 10th, 11th grade year. I didn't have it figured out what I wanted to do. I was just taking everything day by day. I always was a good student. So I was in class almost every day. I always got perfect attendance. My grades were always kind of had honor roll. So then the senior year kicked around and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And my dad and my mom was all about school, like 100%. So my dad's like, well, you got to figure it out because you're not going to just be sitting here. Uh-huh. So I waited. I honestly find I waited to the last minute to decide something just because I had to. Okay. So I went to YTI, our school out in York. They came to Cash and they were in the the cafeteria, was it? And they had recruiters. So I had took some of their information early on when they came. So when my dad said I had to make a decision, I just picked them. Like I didn't have no thought. I just picked them. And then he said, well, what are you going to go there for? And I literally just picked business. I didn't have no thought. I just picked something so he could just, kind of get off my back a little bit. And that's how it happened. And then I went out to York.
That's all right. Now, wait a minute. You got a few viewers that's coming in. Rochelle, Yvette, it is good to see you this evening.
What's up, Rochelle?
Oh, you know her too?
Yeah. That's my homegirl, Rochelle.
I got to have you on once a week because these are people I don't never see. Rochelle, keep coming back. Sister Ava L. Williams is coming in live from Phoenix, Arizona. Sister Ava is
Phoenix.
Good to see you. Let's see who and what we got. So now, all right. I read somewhere where you had just a little brush with the law. What was that all about? And did it teach you?
So I've had brushes with the law. But so I've always had I never thought that bad things could happen to me. Because I used to just always fly through, just always clean. And so I had troubles with my license. So I would get pulled over, and this was happening when I was in school. And all of it started when I went to college. And I would get pulled over from driving back home. I didn't like being out there by myself, so every weekend I would drive home. And I would drive pretty fast to get back home. And I would get pulled over. So I used to always say, okay, I'll take the ticket. I'll pay it later. Right? I'll pay it later. Never paid it. And then as the tickets accumulate, then you lose your license. So I wasn't aware of any of this. Like I wasn't aware of any of it. Lost my license, and then I went to go do a point reduction test, where if you pass, you get your points taken back down, and then you can have your license back. So I got my license back, but I never changed the behavior. I still was driving, still was just doing what I wanted, and I lost it again. And then I haven't had it back for a long time. So after you do the same thing over and over again, they call you an habitual offender. So I will literally be in court. It's people in there for some other stuff, big time stuff. I'm in there for driving out of license. And the judge just got tired of seeing me. So the judge, he gave me breaks. They gave me several breaks, more than enough. And I think the judge was like, this isn't working. He's taking advantage of the breaks. So he started sitting me in the cell for about 30 days. The longest was, I think, 90 days. And then that's when I said, you know what? Even when I would get out, I would do it again. But I would try to, instead of me following the rules, I had a thing with rules. So instead of me following the rules, I would try to make up my own or try to be more clever about getting caught until it started affecting my career when I decided to pick up and be a DJ. And that's kind of when I started switching things around. Okay,
cool. So you finally learned your lesson, huh?
Yeah, the hard way. Lots of money later, lots of dollars later, a lot of timeouts later, I finally say, hey, you know what? We can't keep going this direction. If I want to get where I want to be, we can't be moving like this. So.
Hey, Papo Hernandez checked
Papo.
in. That's your boy, Papo. And let me see, my for some reason my little electronics is going in and out. I thought I'd seen another name. We'll track it down. But look, I don't want to get sidetracked. But all right, so when did you actually start DJing, and did you start off just doing it for free and you caught on, or how did that journey? How'd you get up in there like that?
So when I was in school, I was going to school for business. I ended up enjoying it. Our first class was marketing, 101, finances, accounting, and I really enjoyed it. So once I figured out what I wanted to do, at that time, I had my oldest son. So I had to kind of backtrack and slow it down. And then I was trying to come up with other ways that I could make money. So DJing popped up. I always enjoyed music. I used to take my mom's records and, break her needles early on. But then I found out that I wanted to pursue DJing. And I've saved up money. I got my equipment. I think it was like Christmas. I asked for a couple other pieces of equipment, and I practiced. I practiced for about, this is like, honest to God truth, like 9 months straight.
Mm-hmm.
I practiced, and I would make recordings on cassette tapes. This is showing my age. Cassette tapes.
Yeah.
And I would let my buddy who lived down the street listen to my cassette tapes. So I told him, after he gave me 10 thumbs up, which would be 10 tapes that he thought was good, then I was going to put myself out there. After he gave me the last thumbs up, I called a place in Lionville. And I kind of did my research. I kind of would go out there. I'm 21 at the time now. I'm going out there looking at venues that I feel could benefit from me being in there. And after I did, like, you know, my kind of research, I then went to a place called The Lounge in Lionville. And I called them up and I said, hey, I said, I'm a new DJ in town. I said, I've been to your establishment. I love it. I enjoy it. I think I can bring something to the table that you guys would like. Can we do 1 gig for free? And I said, if you like me, we can talk business after that. If not, I can go about my business. So he liked how I called him up, and I guess, you know, my approach. And then he said, hey, I got a guy who's having a party coming up, and he needs a DJ. And he introduced me to still my friend today, Mr. Jermaine Thomas. He owns the barbershop in Downingtown called All-Star Images.
Yeah.
I went down there. I met with him. I did his party, and it was just takeoff. It was takeoff after that.
Wow, man. Great story. Let's stop for a second and say good evening to Danielle Lee. Now, Danielle, you know, you don't even know, don't even be on here. You must know DJ Jones and Tina Madsen.
What's going on, Danielle?
And Rochelle, she said the lounge.
The lounge, yes.
The lounge. That's all right.
Back then.
Who I got? I got Crying Brian Maxwell on the set. Hey, Brian, it's good to see you this evening. We are hanging out with DJ Jones, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see my backdrop, if I move my head, I might disappear. Professional on occasion DJ Jones, the Club King. We're going to talk about that too, because every once in a while, I used to drive by his site on Friday, and I see this guy up there, and I'm like, I know we having social distancing, so it can't be a whole lot of people in that room. He getting down by his doggone self. I said, I got to get him on the show. And that's what I did. Hey, look. All right, now wait a minute. I read some of the places where you've been, man. This is totally amazing how turntables can take you where you thought you would never go in your life.
Yes, man, definitely.
I'm telling you, y'all, I hope y'all listening to his journey and some of the things he said, because there was an old movie with the Wayans, and all during the movie, Keenan Ivory Wayans would jump up out of a mailbag, out the back of a car or something, and he would say the word message. It was a comedy show. I don't know if it's I'm Going to Get You Sucker, whatever it was. So I want y'all to just remember, as you listen to him talk, just think, message. That's something you're supposed to internalize, because he just said how he, first of all, he knew what he wanted to do, but he had trust in somebody else's opinion in regards to what it is he was trying to do. He practiced like almost a year. And then when that person that he entrusted gave him the 10th thumbs up, he knew he was ready. I know I'm preaching. Right. You don't even have to give me a tithe or offering or nothing. But right. That's how you don't do it by yourself.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely don't.
Okay, now look. Now it said, now you played in cities like Philadelphia, Atlanta, Orlando, Las Vegas, Harrisburg, DC, and a whole bunch of other places. How did you get to these places? I mean, from here to how that happened? What you do?
So, man, I mean, those are just like the places I mentioned. I didn't want to give you like 30 places, you know, but it just, honestly, I feel like me taking my time before I came out, and I thought about how I wanted to come out. I thought about what my name was going to be. I thought about what my style was going to be. I think it just took off. I think I took advantage of me being the new kid, right? I knew I was going to be the new kid in the DJ area, and I'll use that to my advantage. You know, I was young. I was younger than the other guys that were DJing in the area. So I reached a audience that others might not have at the time. And promotion. promotion is big. Promoting myself, making sure I'm on the right events. You know, not all money is good money. And just killing it. I think the most important thing was just actually doing a good job, just really killing the clubs and people. I mean, the word of mouth is still the most effective way. And I real quickly, my first resident was in Delaware. After my first 6 months of DJing, maybe I had my first residency at a club in Delaware. And for those who don't know what that means, like that's kind of what a DJ wants. That means you're like the headliner of a nightclub every week. They invest a lot of money in you, a lot of time in you, and so it's a big task, and they want to make sure that they are securing the night. When their patrons come in, they know that they're going to have a good time, that our DJ is one of the best in the area. And after Delaware, I went back to Philly. That's my hometown kind of. So Philly was going and just networking, just meeting people. I think people sometimes are scared to get out there and talk to people, shake some hands, show love to other people who are doing things similar, because that's how you actually network, figure out what somebody else is about, and everybody brings something just a little bit different to the table. So over my journey, I played all over the place, and it's people referring me. Relationships are everything. You don't want to burn bridges. You want to make bridges, and that's helped me throughout my whole career. And it's taken me as far to, like I said, Las Vegas, man. That's the entertainment capital, Las Vegas. And just like you said, the turntables took me very far. I would never even been to some of these places if I hadn't, picked up the turntables.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, first of all, I save all these videos, and I'm going to replay this because he's saying a whole lot, man. He's saying a whole lot. Networking, marketing, don't burn your bridges, show love. This isn't just for DJing. This is about life, period, and everything you do. And most people from around here know that I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've had a few stores, or I've been an entrepreneur. I'm always doing something, and that is the key, man. You don't want to leave people with bad taste in their mouth, and that's why I dig your style, man. I really dig it, and that's how you got to wear it. Now, wait a minute. Did you have all this planned out, or how did this all?
I didn't have it planned out, but my goal was to stand out. My goal was to stand out and take what I was doing serious. I think you have a hustle, which is some things you do temporarily or every once in a while that brings them some money, and then you have your passion, your goal, your career. So instead of me treating it like a hustle, like, I can get a couple $100 here and there, I treated it like a business. I took that approach. I took what I learned from school, and I applied it to what I was doing to get me where I wanted to be. I know I wanted to not only sound well and operate well, I wanted to look well. I wanted to make sure my marketing was good, my promotion was good, my response to people sending me stuff on the inbound was good, and I invested. I mean, I think a lot of people sometimes make the mistake of going shy on their budget, right? Or not getting, the things that I invested in myself, I bought with the money that I made, and I put it right back into the business, right? I put it right back in. I needed better speakers. You got to start somewhere, right? So, which I really started with my mom's house speakers, right? Blew those out the water, right? But once I got some money funds, I put it right back into it. You got to believe in it. You got to trust the process. But these were things that I learned in school. When I went to that business school that I just so happened to pick, I just literally just picked it because my dad was on my back. I ended up learning a lot of things that I applied during my journey of DJing and all the other things I got going on.
All right, so now you're DJing next to Jadakiss. Now you got some names down here, and I don't know none of them, but I know the word Jadakiss.
Yeah,
Some people don't realize I'm 70 years old, so there's some stuff I done forgotten everything. Jadakiss, how was that like?
That was so. As you get in your career, right, you might feel comfortable because you've been doing certain arenas or certain venues for a certain period of time. Then you get the call like, hey, look, we got a Jadakiss concert. We want you to be the DJ. or we got this venue, we got Diamond Cuts playing, we want you to open up. And those are different level events, right? So again, I'm going back to, you always go back to when I first started DJing, right? You got to be confident in yourself. You're always going to be nervous, but you got to be confident in yourself, because if you kill it, then you're going to get more, right? You're going to get, people are going to spread the word. So you just got to kind of keep that in mind. So the Jadakiss, it was packed. It was like a 2-floor club. It was in York. And Jadakiss is like one of my number one artists. That's I mean, I'm just a fan already. So for me to be able to do the concert, like, I enjoyed it, right? It was just already a thing for me. And I went there, and you know, my job basically was to warm up the crowd before he got on. And that's exactly what we did. I had a buddy of mine, his name is Big Mike. He was alongside of me. Me and him did a couple events, did some summer tours, brought him along, and some of my other DJ buddies to kind of fill the room up a little bit, keep the vibes going. And yeah, we killed it, man. I just stuck with Jadakiss and Diamond Cuts, Ty Boogie, he's a DJ for Power 105, I think, in New York. Doc B, who still DJs on Power 99. PNB Rock did this stuff with him. And I feel like when you get events like that, I feel like the promoters, the organizers trust you with something at that caliber. So when you're getting them, you know, it really hits home. And not only the artists, I do retail. I mean, obviously not now, but I've done Neiman Marcus, Macy's, Tommy Hilfiger, Boscov's, let's name a few else. Victoria's Secret.
What do you mean when you say you did retail?
So I feel like the retail department, the retail area, we're figuring out how can we sell more items. And somewhere, it wasn't me, I didn't start it off, but somewhere down the line, they said, hey, if we put a DJ in the store, right, it could possibly generate more sales, which is true. It's just like if you go into like any store and there's no music, it's kind of like an awkwardness, right? But most stores, they have like a little background music. So now what they do, they put DJs inside the stores. Right. And out of all those companies I named, I'm always in the women's department, women's shop. I'm always in the women's department. I'm either by the makeup or the shoes. And I'll go up there and I'll do maybe like a 4-hour set. And that exposure is just crazy, Fonz. Like, you get tons of different kind of people coming through, and everybody always look at, no matter what event you're at, it's the potential to book another event. Somebody might be there looking for a DJ for a wedding, a Sweet 16 for a daughter, maybe a club promoter is looking for a new DJ to replace his old DJ. You just never know who you're going to meet. So it's, you know, every time you're kind of on the scene, it's just an opportunity, and it just keeps going on from there.
That's cool. All right, let's take a second to say, how you doing, Felicia McCain? Does that name ring a bell?
Felicia, yeah. What's up, Felicia?
And we got Aaron Jackson. Aaron, see, I know
Aaron Jackson.
See, I know my regulars, so when I see some names I ain't seen, I'll be like, yeah, it's because I got the right person on. That's all right. Don't make this y'all last time you stop by either. Now, I was going to ask you something. Was there any brand or any kind of genre that you gravitate towards? You have a pick, or one you feel more comfortable doing?
As far as DJing?
Yeah. Excuse me. Is there a certain style or a certain type of music you like more so than the other?
Well, my favorite genre is, I have a few, but I love Caribbean music. I love the vibes. I love the energy. That's my go-to. You hear it in my sets. I can't never play a set unless I'm doing like a country wedding or something. But I can't really play a set without throwing some reggae, some Caribbean vibes in there. But one thing I've learned over my journey is that I love music altogether, because I love all genres of music. And me enjoying all genres and understanding all genres has also helped me open up the DJ at more venues. If you're just a hip hop guy, you're just going to get the hip hop venues, right? If you're just maybe doing reggaeton music for the Latino community, 9 times out of 10, you might just get those events. As soon as you open your mind up to different genres of music and you start learning those genres of music, you then can play in more venues. So being diverse in my library, my music library, was a big thing for me. And it helps you as far as a DJ, if there's any DJs listening, it helps you with your creativity. So you don't have to stay in one lane your whole set, especially, look, let's say you go to a club, and these bigger clubs, you have all kinds of people, like Vegas, people all over the world go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't go there with a one genre mind DJ. It's not gonna work out. That might be your first and last time going there. You have to play for the crowd. And as much as I like certain music, I'm not going to play Caribbean music all night, because it's not about me, it's about them. So learning how to read the room, learning how to read the crowd, learning how to know, hey, it's more ladies in here than men, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to, show love to the ladies, nice R&B, nice, you just have to know how to take it. And that's something that doesn't come overnight. That's something that comes from practicing, and just seeing how come I'm not getting these type of gigs. It was for a while, I wasn't getting nothing but hip hop gigs. And I used to be like, why can I get over there? And then I figured out I had to switch things up a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, it all worked out. But yeah, my favorite genre, going back to the question, is Caribbean reggae. I love reggae. I love the vibes. I just love, it's just relaxing. It's just chill. I just love everything about it.
I love the fact that you said you have to learn how to read the room.
Yeah, learn how to read the room.
I like that. Now so what has been some of the biggest challenges in your line of work?
My biggest challenges were taking what I'm doing to the next level, right? As far as in the business mindset. So I started a company called Triple Threat Entertainment. And the challenge there was when, basically Triple Threat Entertainment was an entertainment company in which we would go out and we would get contracts from venues. So basically a venue would say, hey, you know what? I want to go with your entertainment company. Can you guys supply me DJs throughout every Friday or Saturday, whatever they needed, we had to supply DJs. So with that being said, I needed DJs, because you can only be one place at one time. Right. So one of the biggest challenges I had was getting DJs to, first of all, they had to be good, and they had to be consistent. Not only good as far as skill, you got to have a professionalism with it. You have to be there on time. You have to read the room, be respectful, and things of that nature. Yeah. So it was, one of the things I learned in my business school, that they said that, one problem you're always going to have is problem with people. So learning how to deal with people is ideal. But that was one of my challenges, is growing too fast. I was getting too many venues. I didn't have the DJs, or I thought I had the DJs, and then some people called out. And it's kind of, you calling out. It's a little different from calling out working at Walmart than it is calling out and you got a gig that night. Right. It's kind of hard to replace. So that was one of my biggest challenges. Everything else, I always feel like I find the solutions. I'm the solution guy. I found solutions to so many problems that I've had. I feel like if a problem comes, I don't panic. I'm like, all right, let's sit down, let's process, see what the problem is, let's figure it out. I feel like if something comes knocking on your door, it's brought to you because you can figure it out. You can get through it. So that was my process. But yeah, just having people who are dependable, reliable, professional.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Nia Coatesville has checked in. Hi, Nia. DJ Jones is watching. I guess he is. All right. Now let's see what else I got. Okay, look. Let's go local now. Now you've dealt with appetizers. I think you've invested in it, or you used to play there. Tell us the story about appetizers, bringing it back home now.
So appetizers, I'm not sure what year it was, maybe about 3 years ago. The owner, Tommy, good friends with Tommy. I played there way before I kind of invested in it, right? So opportunity came across, and I kind of had this idea, and I kind of presented it to Tommy, and after me and him just having several conversations, we came to agreement like, okay, I can invest in there and make some changes and have it run a little smoother. Tommy was a little older; he was kind of trying to fall back a little bit and trying to have some new blood come in and kind of run things over there. And that's what I did. I invested. I came up with a game plan, a strategy of how I wanted to turn the place around just a little bit. I had a staff of people that I was going to be working with, and I had a community in there. I had Teen in there doing her thing with the food. I did comedy shows there with Jared Hines. Steve, I brought Stevie Steve, meet me and Stevie Steve did some events, pop over. I mean, I brought everybody through there from the people that I've known over the past. We changed the decor in there. We I put new furniture in there. We made a VIP. We did all new marketing. We did the social media page. We had a grand opening that was successful, and we were running it. I mean, we were selling bottles in there. We was doing bottle service. I had bottle girls. I mean, the whole 9 yards, and everything that I brought to that table were from my experiences, from me visiting and DJing in these other cities and seeing how they're doing it. Right. Yeah. So the end goal was to keep on being a bigger partner in advertisers and one day just take over the whole thing. So it didn't go how the original plan went. Me and Tommy are still good friends to this day. Big shout out to him. But we decided to part ways. Our visions were just a little, maybe on two different lanes. So yeah, but big shout out to Tommy over at Advertisers.
Cool beans. Tony Hill, it's good to see you, Tony. All right, now let me see. Like we're rolling right along. Let me see. And you already told me. Now the triple threat. Do you still have that, or you shied away from that and you're just like all solo?
I'm more so all solo. I shied away from it a little bit as far as the locking down venues and supplying DJs and venues. Triple threat. We also do weddings. We're still doing the other stuff.
Okay.
But as far as it was based around us getting venues and supplying DJs. I kind of shied away from that a bit. But for the majority part, I'm solo. If it's something I can't do, I'm still referring the gig out. I'm also a part of an entertainment company called DEG, Diversità Entertainment Group. They're based out of Harrisburg area. Yeah, so I'm part of them. And, we're gigging all the time. Not now, obviously, because COVID kind of shut everything down. But up until the COVID shut everything down, we were rocking and rolling.
So let's talk about the Friday. What is that? The Friday morning mix show. How did you come up with that idea?
So it's funny how I came up with the Friday mix show. Shout out to everybody who tunes in because it's overwhelmingly enjoyable. It's crazy. So anyway, all right. So once the shutdown happened, I've always been the guy who pivots. I'm pivoting. I'm adjusting to the new environment. I've always been that guy. So as soon as the shutdown happened, I said, well, you know what? Let's start doing live streams. So before I did the morning show, I would do night live streams, which I'm going to be bringing that back also for anybody who's tuned in. And they were just a hit. And again, I always come up with how are we going to approach this and take it on and make it different from what everybody else is doing. All the DJs were doing live streams as soon as the shutdown hit because everybody was out of work, basically, right? But I took it and I put a spin on it. I was getting birthday celebrations. I made sure the production and the streaming was different, was better, So I made sure the audio was good. I was hearing DJs and the audio wasn't good, So I did the same thing I did when I first started DJing. I did my homework. You always got to do some homework. Right. Did my homework. I said, okay, boom, this is how we're going to do it. I do all the marketing stuff, so that's like a plus for me. We can quickly get things up and out. And we did the live stream show. So then once the shutdown kind of got lifted, I got back to the club. So that's when I stopped the nights because I quickly was right back in the clubs every Friday and Saturday. Then when the shutdown kind of came back, we kind of took a step forward to take two steps back. I said, well, let's do the live stream again. So I always thought about doing something in the morning. I said, what do people do the first thing they wake up? They check this.
Yeah.
Checking their phone. Some people do this before they even brush their teeth. They get up, they're checking their social media. And my friend, a good friend of mine named Ashley, I kind of run all my ideas. I got tons of them. I'm sure she's sick of hearing them. I always run it by her and say, hey, what do you think? Same thing I did again with my friend when I was making those cassette tapes and I needed 10 thumbs up. Always run it by people that I trust. So I said, hey, let's do this morning show. Because like what you're doing now, Fonz, I had a podcast and it was a talk show. I called it Face to Face Talk Show. And it was during daytime. It wasn't a nighttime thing. So I knew that the daytime and the morning could be a hit. So I just did it one time. I just said, well, let's test it out. Some things you got to test out. I would like to have all my ducks in a row and present it. Some things you got to test out. So one morning, I didn't tell anybody. I just got on. I woke up and I said, I felt good about myself when I woke up, made me some coffee, and I just wanted to hear some music. So I said, we're going to do this right now. So I got on and it was just ridiculous. And I think people were like, wait, first of all, I'm always alive at night. You know, people don't know me to be a morning person. I am, but they, people know what they see. So they see me at night. So I think people were like, well, hold on, it's 9:30 in the morning. What is Jones doing on DJing? So I think that with it being spontaneous, a pop-up, and I haven't been on live for a while, people were tuned in and the response was just overwhelming. It was just a joy and a delight. Positive vibe. That's typically my style of DJing anyway. Positivity, good vibes. We always represent for the ladies. But after we did the first one, I'm like, well, this is always a test for me. Can you do it again? Right? Because you can do something once. It might be like, maybe a mistake that it was successful. So you got to try it again. So then I tried it again, and it did well. And even then, I was like, so now I'm in the point of coming up with the logo for it. How are we going to brand it? How are we going to market and monetize off it? But I said, let me try it one more time. And I just did it again. Same thing. Because I'm like, now school's in. So I'm like, are people not going to be tuned in? And I'm talking about Fonz, like the morning show is one of my favorite things to do right now. I can't wait till Friday. I'm actually going to be doing it more days. I'm probably going to be starting off the week Monday morning and then ending off the week Friday morning. And basically, I'm getting people geared up, ready to go. It's about to be the weekend, right? I'm sending out good vibes. It's payday for some people. It's the end of the work week. People are ready to cut loose. And everybody who gets on the show, I say good morning. I tell everybody, good morning. Good morning, Simone. Good morning, Rochelle. And we wake up the weekend. So we're definitely going to be doing more of that. And I like to get you on there just to tap in, get you on there in the morning, say a few things about City Town Talk, because networking is everything. We both have platforms that I feel like we can benefit off of in a major way, Fonz.
That sounds like a plan. And look, before I even say what I'm going to say, Iris Holmes, is good to see you. Patricia Leland and Dr. Jolene Brown Lowry. I just love saying people's titles. When they have them, when they go to school all like that for that long, I like giving them the title. They deserve it.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thank you guys for tuning in.
That's right. Hey, Ducky Parker, it's good to see you, man. I know you was gonna get on with DJ Jones on here. But look, there's a gentleman who used to be chief of staff for Barack Obama, because what you did reminds me of a saying that he said, and I followed the same thing. He said, never let a crisis go to waste.
Yeah.
The crisis of COVID-19, you didn't waste it. Because see, some people are still sleeping through COVID-19. Ain't nothing changed. They ain't learned nothing. You know what I mean? You pivoted and you turned into something else. Because I used to be live on the stair steps all the time. And I used to have people come to my house, take their shoes off, and sit on the step. The senator, just anybody that I had on my show, that they would come to my house. They had to take their shoes off. Can't walk in my house with their shoes on. And they would sit on this dirty step right here. And I'm only kidding. My wife's looking. And then I would interview them. But once COVID hit, I pivoted to the Zoom, Stream Live, and now I got people such as yourself on. People that I would have never gotten on, because you ain't going to my house sitting on those steps to talk.
Right.
You busy. And the only reason the other people did is because they was running for office and they felt like I would help them get elected. So I had the whole Democratic Party here. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So Ad is such a blessing. All right, so look, let's go. Yeah, you talked about the podcast. Let's talk about this graphic media thing you do, man, because you did some real cute stuff with my little my Facebook Live earlier. Put little borders, words around, and all that stuff. Talk to me.
So over my journey of being a DJ, you know, if you remember, I mentioned marketing and being branded the right way. So in the beginning, I didn't even have this skill. This was a skill that I acquired on myself. I taught myself. And you know, for those who are listening, when you do things wrong, you can't be discouraged because that's a learning point, right? So you always have to do things wrong before you can do them right. So that's what I did for myself. I didn't like how people were putting me on their events. I didn't like the quality of the flyer because representation is everything. So I got tired of it. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to start doing my own stuff. I was always that guy. I'm going to do my own stuff because I feel like it could be a little bit better if it's done this way. So I taught myself how to do graphics. So for a long time, I was just doing my own because I was practicing, right? I wasn't even at a point where I could say, hey, if you need a logo, you need a website or anything like that, you guys can contact me. I didn't know. So I was my own guinea pig. So I was doing all my work. And then it got to a point where people were like, who did that? Mm-hmm. Can you tell whoever did yours, can they do mine? So then I started doing people's, but I was now only doing it I was using it as like a tool to hire me versus the other DJ. So for example, if somebody's like, hey, you know, we've been shopping around. We have a Sweet 16 for my daughter that's coming up. We're looking for a DJ. So I said, hey, this is my price. On top of that, I'm offering in invitations. If you guys need invitations set up, or if it's a promoter and they have a party coming up, hey, I'll throw in the flyer for free. Right? So that was just kind of like an incentive to book me versus somebody else. And then the word just started getting out that I was doing all the graphics. So then I said, hey, you know what? Let's kind of lock this thing in. So I came up with, which is now my graphic and multimedia design company. It's called Ubrand. So Ubrand, we focus on small businesses and we help them get their ideas, get their concepts, get their business goals out there and make it real in the right professional, good quality way. And the reason why I say we focus on small businesses is because bigger companies, they have a whole section of the office for marketing, right? They have the funds, they have the resources to get a marketing team and take care of that. Marketing is so important and promotion is so important. Some people might not have the funds or they might not have the knowledge. So because of what I know and what I've been going through, I know what I can now offer to people. We do everything, Fonz. We do logos, flyers, banners, posters, website. I mean, we do anything that's marketing, promotional. We even do print. Like I do all teen stuff. I just did Jared. He's having a comedy show at Little Chef coming up. I did his whole account. I did his flyers. I did his tickets. I have a promo video that we've done. I mean, we do everything to help branding and help market your business. So that's why we call you brand, because we trying to work on your brand and get it out there in the right way. So you guys can follow you brand on Facebook. It's on Instagram. I'm working on a new site for you brand to showcase our new items that we have to sell on there, that we have to offer. And also learning how things are being done today. That was a big thing. Me being tapped into what's going on. It's a new way to market and promote, right? That my customer might not be aware of. And I'll know if they're aware of it or not by them telling me what to do, right? When they're like, hey, can you do this? And they're giving me like 100 words to put on the flyer. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, that might be effective if it was like 1995 where you printed out flyers, right? So you print things out. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to get a message to somebody. So you had to put everything on there. You had to put all the details and stuff on there. What I would do in that case, I would take those 100 words let's figure out the 5 key things about your event, your product, your business, right? Let's take those down, and then let's break them down even more, because you don't want to keep posting the same flyer 100 times, right? So let's break those down into 4 different messages. So I have social media packages, social media layout plans. I have the whole 9 yards on being, and my whole job is to help people. That's really what it is. You know, I want people to be able to put their stuff out with confidence. And you know, have their customer base grow, or be able to attract new customers because of how their business brand or product is being put out there. So you brand is that's what I do during the week. It's very successful. I'm very happy with it, very pleased with it. I might even have to get another designer on board, because we have just big accounts coming through, and we have great turnaround on all of our graphic designs. 48-hour turnaround, right? 48 hours, you're going to get something for you guys to check out. So anybody need anything, let me know. You brand graphics, we're going to hook you up.
All right, good stuff. Let me say good evening to a couple more people. My main man, Pots and Two Pans. We got Cass Rowland, who is the creator of Big Boy's barbecue sauce. And if you really taste it, it's in about 70 or 80 stores, DJ. He's from Thorndale.
Yeah.
His Big Boy's barbecue sauce is in the Giant, Walmart, Kmart, just everywhere. He even got it in the hardware store now. Come on now.
You know what? I've heard about him.
Yeah, you can get a wrench, screwdriver, and some barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I heard about him. I actually was in Ace Hardware, and his sauce was in there.
And he can cook too. He can cook. I think Cass said he's going to be down 3rd and Lincoln on Saturday. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cass. Put it on the page. Hey, good evening, Dan Salucci in Puerto Rico has checked in. Now look, before I forget, because I always forget, give people a number or something on how they can reach you that want to get in touch with you. Or when we finish
if anybody wants to tap in or get in contact, I mean, it's several ways, so I'll just shoot them out. You can kind of see the phone number behind Fonz, but it's 484-889-5470. You can find my contact information on my Facebook page, on my banner, on my profile. It also have my emails on there. You can also follow me on Instagram, DJ Jones_Club King, with no I. And the same thing with the graphic business, U Brand Graphics. You can check that out on Facebook and Instagram. And my emails are in my contacts too. Everything's in the bios.
Well, Cash just said he needs a marketing guy to help him go to the next level. Now he's in 70 stores, but he needs you right now. So
let's link. Let's do it.
I want you two guys to link up. Do I have your phone number, or I don't know if I got your phone number, but I'll make sure you two guys, or y'all two will make sure you link up.
Yeah, for sure. Be a pleasure.
Now, this is a question that I ask everybody that's always on my show because it's so important. How has your faith played a part in your journey?
It's played a big part. It was a moment where I wasn't a believer, and it took me time at the time of hitting a wall for me to wake up and start realizing that God is out here trying to direct me in the best way possible. And sometimes what he wants to have you do, he has to send down messages in rare forms to kind of get you back online. It's almost like the bumpers. If you go play bowling, and you're a kid, you can't really get it down there straight, so they put up the bumpers on the side.
Yeah.
So if you do go this way, you can't go in the gutter. So I feel like that's what he does. He puts bumpers down for you to hit, but then pivot and get back into the lane. And it just helped me over the years of having a clear picture of what to be doing, my purpose, my journey. And it's just been very, very, very helpful for me all the way throughout. And it's got me to a place of complete happiness. Like I can focus 100% on things. I'm the sharpest I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I had to go through what I went through to get here. I don't think I would have wanted anyway. I don't think I would have wanted somebody to just hand it to me. It's better when you work for it and you know you roll your sleeves up, you got your hands dirty, and you learn from all the mistakes that you made in the past to get you on that path, on that journey to take flight. So it's been very helpful. It's been very helpful.
Good stuff. And last but not least, as we're getting ready to come to a close, I always like to ask my guests to do this. My show is based on 3 principles. And my guests need to provide information, some education, and inspiration. You've covered all 3 of those things, but I would like for you to leave some parting comments, insights, whatever it is you would like to share with the viewers out here before we call it a night. Time's yours.
Well, Fonz, I want to thank you for just having me on here. I really appreciate this. I would like for whoever's listening to know that we all have something to offer, right? We're all valuable. We all have something to offer, and I feel like I go by the 3 L's or the LLT. You live, you learn, then you teach. And I feel that that's where I'm at in my life, is being able to teach and inspire whoever, if I can, right? I'll tell anybody my journey or what I've done or how I've done things. It might not be the best way, but it's just kind of my story. And I feel like it's a good thing that you have this show where people can share their stories, because you're always going to get something from somebody's story. It doesn't matter what it is. And you might be a person right now who's maybe you might feel lost. You might feel like you want to give up. But Fonz, you said this earlier, right? You never quit your way into winning. So I'm just glad to be able to be on here and just talk to people. I know Aaron Jackson, he was on here earlier, and I see him DJing. I see him doing this thing. So if I can help anybody, I will. You know, my number's open, my line's open. We're here to help our community and help our neighbors and help people get to the next step, because everybody who is where they're at now has been helped. People have been helped across their journey. So it's all love. It's all love, and I appreciate it.
Man, that's some good stuff. This has been this almost been an hour. This has been a great hour, went by real quick. But look, before we go, there's a couple of things I want to make sure that I want to leave with my viewers. Don't forget to register to vote and stop playing.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
we have the citywide voters registration on September the 19th. We are going from bridge to bridge. We'll have voters registration tables almost on every corner. And also we'll have voters registration up there in Regency. If you don't know the importance of how important it is to vote, you're sleeping under a rock, man. This is the big one. So look, y'all register to vote. And don't forget, Friday at 8 o'clock, I got Lisa Cameron. She is the CEO of Bridge of Hope. Now, you need to want to tune in just because of them 3 words. Bridge of what? Bridge of Hope? We all need some hope. Now, Lisa has a program where she helps people that are homeless, and it's a dynamic program. Yeah, we perish for a lack of knowledge. So y'all tune in Friday at 8 p.m. and get some of this knowledge so we can continue to live, learn, and teach. Hey, look, DJ Jones, man, it's been a pleasure, man. God bless you. And I want all my viewers to know out there to know that Coatesville is rising. And last but not least, you need to remember this, that Black lives do matter. Peace out.
All right.
DJ, talk to you.